So, today has been a very interesting day. It's been somewhat of I wouldn't even say long, it's been like a peaceful day. And I spent most of the day, the majority of the day, focusing on myself and watching my own videos and things that I um, have recorded already. And it's been very beneficial. It helped me to remember or remember things that I had not put in certain videos, and it really helped put a lot of pieces to the puzzle together that I hadn't put together until today. But a few things I want to get out because these are just random thoughts that kind of just came up throughout the day, and I just want to share some of them because some of them were pretty cool and some of them were some of them were just along with being cool. They were just really interesting thoughts that came up. And the first one I want to share is like some lyrics that I heard or that I remember from a song that Lauren Hill did, and it's like back in the '90s. And I can't remember what comes before this, but it goes: seasons change, mad things rearrange, but it all stays the same, like a love Doctor Strange. I'm tame like the rapper. I don't remember what happens. I don't remember what comes after that. But um, I want to break it down because I just remember breaking it down before, like in a past life, and or at least wanting to. And it goes like this: sea suns, like instead of like sea suns, like you see like SEE suns, or it could be seas, or that's SEES. Like you see uns change because uns actually means time. So you see uns change. Mad things rearranged, like things that rearranged by two things about this. It could be like the fact that you're on Earth and your heart is being rearranged because you could think of it as letters of heart rearranged. The H is actually in the back, so you're not aware of where love is. So it changes the way you love, and you're not aware of the correct way to love or to get to love, which is the heart. Mad things rearrange, but it all stays the same. So in your mind, you see it as the same. Like nothing really changed. Like you see yourself in the same world. So everything seems the same, but everything is different. Seasons change, mad things rearrange, but all stays the same. Like love, Doctor Strange, and it feels strange. You know something is wrong, but you don't know what it is. And that's pretty much where we are in this world. Mad things rearrange, but it also stays the same. Like love, Doctor Strange. I'm tamed like the rapper, and that what that means is you are becoming more in control of who you are. You are learning your lessons that you're meant to learn throughout life. You're learning how to love yourself. You're learning how to not express one emotion over the other. You're learning to be more balanced in your life, and and it just made so much sense earlier. And yeah, I just I broke it down a little bit in my mind earlier, but I'm really glad I was able to do that now. Um, but other than that, I want to say that I'm really glad that we are. I want to say that I'm thankful for the time of Leo. I'm thankful for. Let me say it like this. I'm thankful for the time of Cancer, because in Cancer I realized that I was in darkness. I was in a lot of darkness because again Cancer represents the moon, so I was in darkness. Then I got the light when we came into Leo. I all all the light came to me in Leo, and a lot of things got illuminated in Leo, and I'm thankful for that because it was so much that I was not able to record it because it either wasn't meant to be recorded 444 at that time, but it, it wasn't meant to be recorded at that time, or it just was meant to be recorded now because so much of it makes more sense now. Like it's so appropriate that it's being birthed in Virgo, because Virgo represents the Virgin, or the Virgin Mary, when things are being born in a spiritual way. And that's what we have to that's what we're meant to be doing. We're meant to be giving birth to things on a spiritual level rather than on a physical level. Like, we understand the physical. We've lived the physical lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. Now it's time to live in a spiritual way, and to understand and to give birth to yourself in a spiritual way, and to raise your vibrations up. This is the time where you're being tested, because Virgo represents intestines, or intestines. In test time. We are in test time. This is the time of judgment. This is the time of harvest. And this is the time of graduation. So what that means is, since Virgo represents the intestines, we are, and I told you that intestines is basically the Garden of Eden, because everything that you eat, everything that you take in, goes inside of your intestines, and it stays inside your intestines, inside of your gut flora, and your gut flora, things grow, and the things that grow in your gut flora is what you become, and what manifests in the world, what the world sees. The energy that you give out is a result of the stuff that you've taken in, the stuff that you consume. So this is a time of harvest, when your plants, your fruits, those things get picked, and it is shown to the world, it's given to the world, and they get a chance to appreciate the things that you've produced, that because, as a result of the things that you've taken in. So it's your time to show them, what's been produced for you, what's your fruit, and the things that you have to give. So it's your time to focus on yourself. I was getting this message like really towards the end of Leo, but now it's way more apparent that we are meant to be focusing on ourselves, and not in the sense of just we, but I'm gonna say we, but I'm gonna also say in the sense of I need to focus on myself. But when I say we, I mean I am a multidimensional being. Like, I need to focus on myself in multiple ways, physically and mentally. But it's very important for me to do so, and to really and to really grow right now, because that's what's important. My own growth in a spiritual sense. I've grown on the physical level. I know the physical level, and I'm just really starting to get to that spiritual level. And what I'm seeing so far is so great that I I want to learn more. I want to continue growing, and I want my frequency to continue to rise. I want my vibrations to continue to grow. I want them to I want them to grow. I want to grow in that sense. I want to grow in a spiritual sense. And and I was saying, this is a time for graduation. We are in the intestine. We are in test time. This is test time. Like, this is the time where your teachers are no longer going to be your teachers. They could be your teachers, but they're going to be, well, I'm going to say something like that. They're no longer your teachers, because this is the time where they're seeing what you learned, or how have you learned, and what have you learned, or are you meant to simply go back to school and to continue in the cycles until you get it right? This is the time for you to really show them that you've learned your lessons. You know why you're here. You know what it is that you're meant to do. You know your purpose. Your purpose is to love yourself, to get back to yourself, to really understand that things have been rearranged. Things have been changed around to make it look like it's something that it's not. And that's why a lot of the stuff that is going on is, or seems like, an illusion, because it is. It's meant to look like this is real to you. It's meant to look like this is something that it's not, because you are not focused on the right things, or you haven't been focused on the right things. So this whole experience is meant to bring you back to you and to show you that you are who you're looking for. You are who you are meant to be watching. You are who you are meant to be uh, meant to be focused on and talking to and loving deeper, way deeper than just physical love. This is beyond physical. This is real love. Real love. Real love, you don't have to have any type of external projection to love. You have what you need to love right here. This is what you need to love yourself. And I'm not saying, like, if anybody's watching this and you get the wrong idea, I want to just correct it right now. Like, the words that I just said, the person that you need to love is you. So when you look in the mirror, make sure you say, "I love you." Don't look in the mirror and say, "I love this person loves me." 11:11. You say that I love myself and I accept myself unconditionally. And you say those things to yourself until you believe it. And even when you believe it, continue to say those things. Do it every day you until you see it in your world, until it manifests in your world in the way that you need it to show up. And it emanates out from you, and you don't necessarily feel the need to say it, but then say it anyway, because it's more meaningful now. Now you see the results. Now that you've gotten the results from saying it to yourself, it'll take on new meaning. But make sure you are watching yourself, because your teachers will be your teachers for only so long, 12, 12. And they'll only be your teachers for so long. And it'll get to the point where it'll be obvious that it's time for you to sever ties. And it's going to be bittersweet. It's some people that I've watched that I didn't even know were teaching me. I didn't even realize that they were teachers. I just know that I was drawn to them. And it wasn't for anything physical. It's literally what they were talking about. It was the things that they were saying. It's just, and the way that they were describing the things that they were saying, or the way that they were doing the things they were doing. Because I stopped focusing on people who were doing spiritual videos, and this shows how much I grew, because I didn't realize that it's not just the people that were speaking about spiritual things that were spiritual. It's people that talk about regular things that are spiritual. Everything is spiritual. And the people that I thought weren't spiritual actually taught me lessons that I had no idea that I needed to know. So don't judge a book by its cover, and you don't necessarily have to go into every situation knowing that it's going to be a lesson. Just accept that it's a possibility that you will learn something from this. And when you do learn something from it, you have to know that, and sometimes it'll be apparent, because in the situations that I'm talking about, it was very apparent that my teachers knew that it was time for me to go higher and to focus on myself, because it was an external focusing on a particular thing, which is my throat chakra. And I was learning things about my throat chakra that I didn't necessarily acknowledge were about my throat chakra, because I didn't have enough knowledge about my throat chakra and what the throat chakra was. Throat chakra is about sound. I thought it was just about truth and speaking and expressing, but no. It's about sound and frequency. And vibration and frequency, it's all here. Once you get to here, the game changes. You have to learn so much about yourself when you get here. And when you get here, you are basically meant to share your truth. You're meant to speak for yourself. You're meant to articulate things. You're meant to show yourself that you've grown. and show that you have something to say, and what you have to say is valid, and what you have to say is something that's worth hearing, something that's valuable. You are who you are looking for, period. And I mean that in every sense. Like, if you think that you need a man, you think that you need a woman, you think you need any type of external representation that makes you happy, you don't need that. Those things are great for now, for the moment, if you're at that particular point in your life, but when you start to really raise your vibrations and your frequencies, you don't need those external things anymore. Those external things mean nothing. Literally nothing. They are honestly just projections from you. They are things that you may like, love, appreciate, but you don't need those things outside of you. Those things are meant to be inside of you. The energy that you're projecting on those external things are meant to be projected on yourself. And you're supposed to watch those things grow and let those things be what they are, and you're supposed to appreciate those things within yourself, knowing that you don't need those external representations of those particular things, whether it be someone to love. You need to love yourself. Focus on yourself. Like, if you feel like you need a relationship, you need somebody to love, start watching yourself. Start looking, looking at a camera, looking in a mirror, some way, shape, or form. Focus on yourself, and it will help you in the long run, because on those days when you think that you need somebody else, watch yourself and watch how much you learn from yourself, and watch how much you really just needed to watch yourself, and how much you really needed yourself. And that's on love. And I really want to share that, because it's no joke. Like, at this point, it's no joke anymore. Anybody can say they love themselves or their self, whichever one, because it really, English is, yeah. Anybody can say they love themselves, but once you really get what love is, and once you see how you've been, I swear I'm not thinking about I'm not thinking about Lauryn Hill, but it's kind of on my mind because I talked about her in the beginning of the video. But you'll realize how you've been miseducated about love, because love is not about anything physical. And if you want to take it physical, the only thing you need to physically love is you, because when you're in the spiritual world, the only thing that you know is real is you. And you will know when you're in the spiritual world. There'll be no question about that. But love is not about anything physical other than yourself. You can love all these thought forms, you can love all these projections all you want to, but it's gonna lead you nowhere. I heard a quote, and I can't remember how it goes, but it was about a mirage. I think it had something to do with, like, you could fall in love with the mirage, but once you figure out the source of the mirage or something like that, you realize that it's not the mirage that you were after in the first place. Something like that. But it's basically what I've been saying all along. Like, you have to really love yourself. And that's what I've learned, and that's what I want to learn. I mean, that's what I wanted to share. And one more thing, I was watching one of my videos, and I was talking about I think it was in the 2020 video, when I was talking about the three eyes, how this eye is your third eye, and these two eyes, which is your physical eyes, the eyes that you see in the world, or whatever. And I was talking about the vision of sight, but it just made so much sense when I broke down how you see, like how you look and you view the world, because your vision, or the division starts here, is what I said. So I can't remember like exactly how this goes, but I think it goes something like God basically or we basically split from God, and that caused us to basically be human, because we needed to find our way back to God. So what I'm thinking is that your ascension would be being able to focus your vision, your eyes, your understanding, your energy into one eye, your third eye. So your ascension would basically be ascending to here, but it would be higher than this. But I'm saying a part of ascension would be going to this point and then raising up. So you raise your level of consciousness to the level of your third eye, so your eye will be single. And it's a biblical quote that that actually goes with this. I really I'm sitting in front of a computer, but I don't want to look it up because it'll take too much time in the video, and I don't want to like edit too much. But it said may your eye be single or something like that. If you're watching this and you remember or you know this quote, then please share it with me. But I believe that has something to do with that level of ascension, and I think that that's just pretty much where I'm headed to as far as my next level, because I feel like my teachers have taught me a lot in this area, and I'm expressing a lot in this area, and I feel like I'm learning. I've learned a lot of lessons in this area. I think now it's time for me to raise my level of consciousness up to another level. So, I haven't even rose my I haven't even made it to this level yet, but I'm just, getting there. And I'm not doing it in a way that like skips a level, as I was doing it before, as I discussed before. And I'm really glad that I was able to experience the things that I experienced, and to learn the many lessons that I've learned, and to put into action the lessons that I've learned. And it's really been helping me a lot to like do this process in the way that it's unfolding. And I don't feel like I need to control it. I accept a lot of things are happening the way they're meant to happen, and I really appreciate and have a lot of gratitude for the fact that they are being expressed and experienced in the way that they are being experienced. Um, I feel like only people who've been on this path can really know what I'm talking about, and I'm not the I've never been like the only person, and I will never be the only person who's ever gone on the path that I'm on. I may be the only person that experienced life the way that I experience it, but I know that I'm not the only person to experience this world in the way that I'm experiencing it. And to everyone that's come before me, to everyone that will come after me, I want to say that first I want to say thank you for the people that went before me. And then I want to say for the people that come after me, stay strong, keep moving, and know that there is a purpose, and that you will succeed, and you will be able to go beyond this repetition, this constant cycle that you think is never ending, because it does get to another level, and you are able to get out of this. It's not something that's inescapable. You are meant to learn. You have to understand that you are meant to learn, and you can't joke about it. You can't half do it. You have to really be into it. And as I said before, it's worth it. Especially if you've been if you're aware that you've done this before, you'll know that what I'm saying is true, that it's worth it, and you'll feel that alone will resonate with you. Like you'll know that it's worth it. Like I wouldn't even have to tell you that, but just for that moment of resonance, like I feel you. Like you will know that it's worth it because of all the things that you've been through, and all the things that you're aware of. You don't know why you're aware of it. Just appreciate the fact that some of the things have happened, and appreciate some of the things haven't happened. Just appreciate life for what it is. Yeah, I want to say that I love you, and I mean it. But I also want to say I hope you have a good day.